mosquitoes coming. Beautiful view for Rambo Rune. Yeah, how you see the bandana. One, because I'm going on a little hike, and two, my hair has gotten out of control. I need to go to a barber here in Albania, but I'm a little worried, you know, because they all have the same haircut. I think they're gonna mess up my curls, right? The curls that gets the girls, so I have to be very careful with it. So today, gonna go to this Ottoman Empire castle. It overlooks the Bay of Sarandë. That's where I've been staying for the past couple weeks. I'm very excited. There's also an Albanian bunker, a big one, similar to the one I saw in the city center of Tirana. I think you can go inside of it, so I'm gonna go check it out and see what that bunker life was like back in the day. I'm really curious if this is gonna give me some history on the Ottoman age in Albania. The Turks, the Ottoman Empire, fascinating people and culture of the past. They do have the claim, they did, to the Third Rome after they took Constantinople from the Byzantines, aka the Eastern Roman Empire. But the good thing the Ottomans did very well was keep a grip over the rest of the Middle East. I mean, some could say ever since the Ottomans were gone, what was it, World War I dissolved? It was the sick man of Europe, right? And after that, there's been a lot of shenanigans that have happened in North Africa and the Middle East after their power was diminished. But it's clear they left a big imprint when it comes to religion, as Albania is mostly Muslims. It's a secular, very secular, the country, but a lot of them practice Islam. In my apartment every day, 4 times a day, I hear some dude praying, I think to Mecca, or like super loud. The whole neighborhood can see him. It's just a normal thing. It's not too distracting. It's kind of neat being in with the culture like that. But besides that, I don't know what else the Ottomans have left here. I mean, obviously the people, the Albanians are more tan skinned, but I'm pretty sure I talked to a local and they said that the Ottomans didn't really intermingle as much with the Albanian people. It was more so just controlling them, right? Because when the Ottomans were sweeping in to Europe, they controlled a lot of the Balkans. The Balkans were occupied by them, or client states. A lot of these places are built on the hill. It's pretty interesting. Look at it. Alright, so I guess Sarandë, like the ancient city of Butrint, has some ancient origins. It was a good spot for a port, but I guess over 1,000 some years, you know, in recent history especially, it wasn't too occupied. It was a small fisherman village until the Italians said, damn, this is a nice little area. We should rebuild it to make it a good port. I think that was like in the late 30s. And ever since then, it's been slowly growing. And now, I mean, it's pretty big. I think like 50,000 in the city and the surrounding areas, a little bit more. But overall, the place is pretty nice. I mean, it's basically Greece for a fourth of the price. It's calm. I mean, it's shoulder season, late September right now. So maybe that is the case, but the prices are fantastic. You can eat very good for very cheap. Accommodation is not too shabby. I'm paying about $500 a month for a 2-bedroom with a ridiculously nice rooftop, 8-minute walk to the beach. It's funny, like a lot of these coastal cities, you'll see the yachts out there, and for the most part I haven't seen too many yachts here, but every once in a while 1 or 2 of the big ones will come, and it's wicked seeing that big one out there and all the little small boats. Like if you go to like Italian coastal cities like a Portofino, you know, you'll see the mega yachts all around, or on the Amalfi Coast. But here, when one comes, it's like, god damn. And I did the math. The one I saw the other day was probably like $20 million. And I think it was about 7,000 years an average wage for an Albania to be able to afford that. Imagine that. That thing parked right out front of your, you know, small coastal city that's usually dependent on tourists and not the most rich part of a country. And you got that mega yacht out there just flexing on everyone. I don't think they mean it like that, but it sure looks like it. Check out this background. Safety wise, It's been fantastic. I think the only time I was ever offered drugs was the first day I was here. Coming from the bus to my place, some young kids, you know, marijuana, cocaine. That's the first time and the only time. I've not felt in danger at all. Obviously, oh my God, this is pretty though. Obviously the Albanian men like to act tough, but if you just stay out the way, I've had no issue, you know? And they've been friendly, especially in service. They are really good when it comes to serving the customer. Some locals that weren't scared to talk, I've had fantastic conversations with. The owner of like the villa I'm staying in, it's like 4 floors, and I got the bottom one, is very kind. They got their little grandchildren there, and they speak English. I guess their mother is American, and they've been fantastic, really nice people. I mean, these mountains are nuts. Even the ones by Tirana. I mean, this is pretty. It's like Colorado. That's pretty neat. You know, you got the whole mountain range nearby. Obviously the beautiful sea. The water is not dirty. A lot of places it's super clear. Got the nice colors of blue. It's cheap. The one thing it's missing is the dating scene. The locals aren't too open to the foreigners, and most of the time I have been meeting with other foreigners, a lot Scandinavians, Romanians, and I guess some Italians come here. But so one thing Sarandë needs to fix, yeah, make it a little more fun, you know, a little exciting for the Americano. Well, I forgot Russians too. Plenty of Russians, and man, been talking to some, and their situation is not good. Obviously, Ukrainians are dying. Well, same with Russians, but the people that don't want anything to do with the war are suffering greatly. Their bank accounts shut off. They have to get foreign cards. Some discrimination, I've heard that. Like some restaurants won't serve them. Can't send stuff in the mail. Just a lot of other little things that for the Russian abroad, life ain't too easy because of the war. I'll tell you what though, as much as I love being on the beach with a pretty girl drinking vino, it is good to have to get out and explore. I'm getting a little workout in, seeing beautiful landscape. I got a scuba diving appointment tomorrow. First time going in a couple years. I got certified in Cozumel. There's a crap ton of shipwrecks in this part of the waters. I hope there's some like ancient ships, like a Norman ship, a Venetian ship, maybe even a Roman ship. But I think a lot of them were, you know, taken to museums. Now it's more like World War II and, you know, transport vehicles in the last like 50 years that have sunk. But it's gonna be fun. I wish I could take this camera underneath the water, but I don't have the waterproof attachment yet. Maybe I should make a Patreon, and then you can fund that. Then I can get you all the underwater content you'd like. This looks like some ancient shrine. Uh-oh. What the f... Damn, this will not be fun hiding out in here. Huh. Huh. Tito's coming. Damn. Alright, if you watch my the North Korea of Europe vlog, I was talking about it. So Enver Hoxha is the communist dictator that ruled Albania. He was very paranoid, but he has some reasons the more I look into it. But the surrounding countries and obviously the history of Albania being conquered by foreign powers. But he built 40,000 of these bunkers all across the country. They're in the weirdest places too. Here makes more sense near this castle, but I don't know if this castle was occupied for the last 60 years. It was an Ottoman castle. But as you saw, they just had these bunkers. You can probably fit like 3 people in them, and they're just everywhere. It's quite interesting. It's an odd one. Oh, I can't get over these views though. Look at this. Then there's the sea. I'll tell you what though, the Albanians are tough people, and if it came to guerrilla warfare and someone was coming here, these bunkers would be annoying. Just imagine some dude with a, you know, AK-47 in there shooting at the combatants. You just need to have food, like water, you know, supplies. I think that would be kind of tough, but this would be very annoying. 40,000 of them across the country. I think probably even more. Bunch of people in there doing guerrilla warfare. It's not a bad idea, Enver. I think you're still a little crazy, dude, but all the ancient empires, great people that have went through that water right there. The list goes on and on. Very neat, very pretty. This area is good. The prices are good too. I saw homes, like 2 bedrooms for 65,000 euros with views too. Nice views. They didn't look like fixer-uppers. You can snag some nice real estate around here. You see a lot of unfinished buildings. I think they were hit pretty hard because of COVID and the war in Russia. This would be a bad little area to have a little summer spot. A future, I think the market's gonna get hot. My buddy, he's doing, he was helping out with a resort more north, and they were charging like $100 a night in Albania. So I think this little Albanian Riviera is gonna be the next thing that gets taken over. You know, not many more spots left in the Mediterranean that are untouched. I mean, there'll always be something, you know what I mean? Before, Croatia was very cheap, and now that's super expensive. Some places get hot, some places don't. It is what it is, but here is very good. Coming back to that point, because I have been to many locations on the Mediterranean Sea, but I look like at a place like Taormina down in the south of Sicily. That used to be where like all the movie stars went. It was the coolest thing in the world. Now it's a little more off the radar. Still a lot of people go, and it's still very expensive. But even like Portofino, I was there last year, ridiculously expensive, but it's still not like the movie star, like the spot. I mean, you have some celebrities and whatnot that still go there, but back in the day it was like that was the area. And this is in the Mediterranean, but Acapulco in Mexico, like in the 50s and 60s, that was the spot, like where all of Hollywood went. And then it became a fucking war zone with the cartels, and I think it's been dead the last like 20 years. I think it's starting to make a resurgence now, and even like the war, the bad area is still pretty dangerous. I think it's like the 7th or 8th most dangerous city in Mexico, and that says a lot. But it's like away from, you know, the nice areas. And I was seeing like really nice places there for about $500, like right next to that famous hotel where who was that, you know, John Wayne's girl, or one of those famous couples back in the day. They would always stay there. So I mean, it's prime real estate for pretty cheap, right? But yeah, there will always be places to go that aren't overly touristic, and yeah, Albania is one of them right now. So get there next year. I definitely think you might have some struggles if you are a solo traveler, man or woman. You need to like to be alone and do things alone, because it's not as easy to find people here. My amiga was here before, and she had the same kind of difficulties, and she ended up leaving early. Luckily I had one of my amigas come here for like a week, so that was good. But other than that, I've only met a couple people, and for the most part, you're kind of you know, on your own. So if you're gonna come here, I would come here with people or with someone. Otherwise, just like being alone. Like for me, it's perfect because I have to get a lot of stuff done, and I like to get away. I'm a Cancer, you know, I need my away time. But yeah, other than that, that's like the only negative. It's not like it's not a solo traveler's paradise over here unless you like to be, you know, on the road alone.